make my day, Mr. Trillanes! Sige ka lang, kahit sumama ka pa, ikaw mismo magpusa sa akin.
Ronald Bato dela Rosa. Before entering politics, Bato dela Rosa was best known as the former chief of the Philippine National Police under the administration of Rodrigo Duterte. He became one of the most recognizable faces of the government's war on drugs, a campaign that defined Duterte's presidency and sparked years of controversy both inside and outside the country. Supporters viewed him as a strict law enforcer trying to control crime, while critics accused the campaign of encouraging thousands of killings and human rights abuses. The drug war. When Rodrigo Duterte became president in 2016, the administration launched an aggressive nationwide anti-drug campaign. Police operations expanded rapidly, and thousands of suspects were killed during raids and street operations. The government argued that the campaign was necessary to fight illegal drugs and maintain public safety. Human rights groups, however, claimed many of the deaths involved extrajudicial killings and weak investigations. Because Bato dela Rosa was leading the Philippine National Police during the early years of the campaign, his name became directly tied to the issue. The International Criminal Court. The International Criminal Court, or ICC, is a global court that investigates serious crimes such as genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. The ICC later opened an investigation into the Philippine drug war, focusing on killings that happened while the Philippines was still a member of the court. Although the country formally withdrew from the ICC in 2019, the court argued it still had authority over alleged crimes committed before the withdrawal became official. The investigation. Over the years, the ICC investigation slowly moved forward while Philippine officials repeatedly rejected its authority. Duterte allies argued that Philippine courts and institutions were capable of handling domestic issues without foreign intervention. Critics of the drug war pushed for international accountability, saying local investigations were not enough. During this period, Bato dela Rosa consistently defended the campaign and denied wrongdoing. The arrest issue. The situation escalated after reports emerged that the ICC had issued actions connected to Bato dela Rosa. News quickly spread that authorities might attempt to detain or arrest him through international coordination. Discussions about Interpol, extradition, and possible enforcement suddenly became major national headlines. Supporters claimed the move was politically motivated, while opponents argued it was part of a legal process tied to the drug war investigation. The Senate incident. Tension grew even further when reports surfaced that agents from the National Bureau of Investigation attempted to approach or serve actions involving dela Rosa near the Senate complex. Videos and witness accounts created confusion online, with some claiming there had been an attempted arrest inside the Senate grounds. Dela Rosa later accused authorities of trying to corner him, while government agencies disputed parts of the story. The incident immediately became one of the biggest political stories in the country. Protective custody. Following the incident, the Senate became deeply involved. Senate officials allowed Bato dela Rosa to stay inside the Senate building under what was described as protective custody. Supporters argued that the Senate was protecting one of its own members from what they considered improper actions. Critics, however, questioned whether a senator should receive protection from possible international legal processes. The Senate itself suddenly became part of the national controversy. The political divide. The issue also exposed the growing divide between political groups connected to the Duterte family and the administration of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Allies of the Dutertes viewed the ICC issue as an attack on their political camp, while others believed the government was slowly distancing itself from Duterte-era policies. At the same time, separate political conflicts involving Sara Duterte added even more tension to the national situation. Public reaction. Filipinos remain heavily divided over Bato dela Rosa and the drug war itself. Some continue to support the campaign, believing it made communities safer and reduced criminal activity. Others see the ICC investigation as necessary because of the number of deaths connected to anti-drug operations. Online discussions, television debates, and political speeches quickly turned the issue into a nationwide argument about justice, sovereignty, and accountability. What happens next? The future of the case remains uncertain. Legal questions about ICC authority, Philippine cooperation, and possible international enforcement continue to develop. Whether Bato dela Rosa eventually faces international proceedings or remains protected by local institutions could shape not only his political future, but also how the Philippines handles one of the most controversial periods in its modern history. If you watched until the end, consider subscribing for more explained videos like this.